Following the outbreak of World War II, the authorities on the island of Morotoses determined that the island needed some defences to protect it. The island's local railway, the Grimburn, was tasked with building a mobile defence train. In response, Archibald Fredrikson, the chief mechanical engineer of the railway, requisitioned all remaining single-axle railway vehicles from the island and rebuilt them into the balancing military train. This consisted of a radical railgun designed to protect the shores from attacking vessels, a tank transporter for quickly delivering small tankettes anywhere on the island for ground defence, and fuel tankers to keep the island powered. Together with the island's armed forces, the military trains helped defend the island and maintain the independence that it still enjoys today. Following the war, most of the vehicles were deconstructed and reused for other purposes, though the railgun remains preserved in the Grimburn Railway Museum. So Uncle Fredrikson is finally back for another outing, this time with a World War II themed military train, and I'm super excited about this one. I think this is my favourite of the Uncle Fredrikson packs so far because the models in it are genuinely crazy. And they are available right now on Etsy, and the links are down in the description for you. Now the thing is, because I'm doing this by myself, the models are made by me and hand assembled right here in this room. I don't have the capacity to make that many, so these are extremely limited edition. There's only 150 packs, so if you're interested in getting one of these, you might want to act quite quickly, because in the past these have sold out. So I apologise for that. You know, I wish if I had the facilities to make more, I absolutely would do, but I've got other projects that I want to do, so 150 it is. Let me show you what you get. The first model is, I guess, the craziest of them all. It is the railgun, which is completely articulating. As you can see, you can move the barrel and the turret, and technically it's two balancing vehicles, but they're coupled together just to avoid any derailing issues on the curves. So there you go, that is the railgun, complete with separate details and everything. There's also this, the tanker for fuel and such, and this comes with the cabling so that it looks even more detailed, the tanker. And then we have not another tanker, but a tank, and this one is the real star of the show. So here it is. The tank is actually resin printed, so there's some crazy detail on this. It's got the little headlights, it's got the riveting, full detail on this thing. And I also want to say a huge thanks to Dave Milett from Hatton's, who found me some drawings of some suitable tanks that I could base this on. So that was awesome. Thank you very much, Dave. And the usual caveats apply. Obviously these are homemade models, they're 3D printed by me, so they're not going to have the same quality finish as professionally manufactured models would. And I do this because I don't like to just take donations from people to help keep the channel going without giving you something in return. So if you want to support the channel and help to keep it going, and you'd like to own some genuinely insane models, this is a way that you can do it if you want to. And if you decide to, thank you so much for your support, because it's models like these that do keep the channel in business. So the price for these is £34.99, obviously a little on the pricey side because of the resin model, which has obviously had to be painstakingly printed and then painted, but I've tried to keep the price as reasonable as possible. So with that, let's go to the table and let me show you exactly what you get in this pack. So you've got the three models, which are all packaged up ready for you. There's an accessories bag with just a few accessories and the couplings in it. And for a change, I've also done a little manual with this pack, just because I thought that would be quite useful to have. So I'll show you this to start with. So here you've got a brief history of the Uncle Fredrikson balancing military train. This is just a shortened version of what I told you at the start. Then you've got the number, the limited edition number. This one's just a sample, but they will have numbers. And then just a little signed thank you from me. Inside we've got a few instructions, just a little bit about fitting the tanker cabling, and actually that's the only assembly you have to do. I've done the rest of it for you. A little bit about how to put the couplings in, just in case you're not familiar with those. I'm laughing because of this. Yeah, this is my favourite aspect. I figured that I've not really talked that much about Uncle Fredrikson before, so I thought I'd give you a little bit of background on the man himself. And some have said that he looks a little bit like me. I can't see it myself, but they do say that we are similar, so perhaps there is a connection between us after all. And then on the back, I also like this as well, bit of an exploded diagram that shows you all the different parts for the wagons so that you can get your head around them, and if you ever need to sort of, I don't know, dismantle them for whatever reason, not that I recommend that, but you can do. Right, so let's start unboxing some of this, or unbagging it if you like, and I'll show you what the deal is. We'll start with the railgun, which is possibly the coolest of the Uncle Fredrikson models I've ever made to date. And here it is. So let me walk you through some of its features. Obviously, it is fully articulating and posable, so you can raise the barrel and aim it sort of down into the sea, or if you want to aim upwards into an arc, you can do that, and it rests nicely on that barrel rest. It's got the moving turret, which is obviously a separate part, and it's also got these little turning wheels. So this bottom wheel would be geared to the turret, so that when an operator turns that wheel, the turret would slowly spin. And then this wheel here is geared to the barrel itself to control the elevation. So I've tried to think about how this works. And then underneath you can see the shells are stored, so they would have to unload them from underneath the chassis. And then of course we've got the metal wheels and the pivoting NEM pockets so that you can put couplings in. So there you go, that is the railgun. Let me show you the tank then. So this is the sort of super detailed model in this pack. It's possibly the most detailed model I've ever released, actually, certainly publicly. And here it is. So we've got the little tiny tankette on board, which is manually painted. And as you can see, because it's resin printed, you've got this amazing level of detail on it, which I'm so pleased with. And obviously it's got all the realistic tracks and gears on the bottom as well. So there you go, that is the tank, and obviously you've got the pivoting couplings on there as well. And then finally, we come to the tanker. I'm always getting mixed up between the tank and the tanker. A bit annoying having the same two in the same pack, but whatever. And here it is. So this is the only model that actually requires a bit of assembly, and I'm going to show you how this goes now. So what we need is the cables out of the accessories pack, and I'll talk about the rest of the accessories in a second, but they're just couplings, so it's nice and simple. And you want to take some snips like this, and you only need 2 of these cables, but there are 4 just in case you make a mistake. So what you want to do is trim these cables so that they are as long as they can possibly be. If you cut them too short, then they won't fit. So that's one cut, and you just cut 2 at a time. And that means if you accidentally cut them too short, you can have another go. So let's try and trim this nice and short. Did I do it? Yeah. So that should give you 2 little strips. And these are fragile, so you want to be really careful about bending these. And then what you're going to do to start with is a bit of a test fit, just to make sure they are the right length. And if they're too long, you can trim them down, but generally they will be right. So you put one end in like that, and then grab the other and poke it through the little hole like that. And that has fit, and it's not sort of bowing itself, which means it's not too long. So now I can glue it in. So I'm using a little bit of white glue. I use a little syringe, but you can just dip a pin or a needle into some white glue and apply it. I do it like this just because you can have a bit more control, but you don't need much, just a tiny little bit of glue in each of the holes. And the good thing about these white glues is that they dry clear, so you can use quite a bit and get it nice and secure, and then after a few hours it won't be visible, which is useful. And then the cables go in place. There we go, a little fiddly but doable. And then the other side, one end into the hole, and then just bend the other end gently in. There we go. And that is the tanker, and if you got too much glue you could mop it up with a cotton bud or something, but I'll just let it dry and then it'll look okay. So next let's couple these together just to show you how that works. Because of these NEM pockets being plastic, I don't recommend you move this set while they're coupled together, just so that you don't bend those. But to show you how to couple them, I will do this right now. So you take one of your bar couplings. These are what go between each of the vehicles, and you just put it in at an angle like this, push it with your thumb, and then push the bar into position like that. And then you can take one of the other wagons. Let's go for the railgun. Do the same thing. There you go, that's coupled. And then let's add another bar to the end of the cannon, and we'll pop the tank on the end of that. Obviously being quite careful of the tank because that's a fragile one, because it's resin printed. There we go, they're coupled. And then you can fit the NEMs, of course, the tension locks, to one end so that you can couple this up. I don't necessarily recommend putting the other coupling in the other end if you're not going to couple it up to something, because these can balance and sort of tilt like this. You could have the coupling droop down due to the balancing effect and sort of catch on the points or sleepers. So if you're not using the back coupling, I would suggest just leaving it off. But it's up to you. So there we have it. That is the assembled train. This is my favourite by far of the balancing packs. So with that, let's get this down onto the track and let's give it a test. So here is today's test setup. I thought because the tank is in a khaki livery, I would pick a loco in a khaki livery. So we've gone for the City class in the Great Western khaki. And I'm going to attempt to coupling. Obviously, couplings are a little bit hit and miss with the balancing trains because the obviously balancing nature of the wagons means that they can tilt and rock, and the NEM coupling can be at any sort of height. So you can get a good coupling if you sort of position this, and I'm hoping I have positioned this so that it will couple correctly. But yeah, we'll have to see how we get on. So hooks are lined up. Let's give this a try, see if it works. Yeah, I think we got it there. Did it couple right? Yeah, we did. And you can see the way that tank wagon is like rocking. There we go. But actually, to be fair, this set does have a bit more stability because of I just see that, the way the tanker sort of stops there in reverse. See if we can do that again. Ooh, I love the way it rocks. But yeah, because these two railgun wagons are connected together, that is stable. So if you use the railgun as your coupling vehicle, that might work better. But anyway, let's run around and let's see how it gets on. So there you go, looking just as silly as all of the other Uncle Fredrikson packs do, but working well, as you can see. I mean, I've got those pivoting couplings on this set again, so they can handle pretty tight curves. And because of all that movement, you can put them on sort of inclines and all sorts of weird track, and they handle it surprisingly well. But there you have it, that is the latest Uncle Fredrikson pack, the military train, and I'm just so proud of this one. It took a lot of work. I think this took the longest of all of the Uncle Fredrikson packs to develop, just because of how complicated it is. So the tank itself, that took hours to design because of all the detail on it. That was over a week's worth of work just to design it, and then obviously to make all of those and paint them. Yeah, it took an incredibly long time. And the railgun was also a real challenge because obviously it needs to move. So there's loads of different parts to it. I forget how many now, but there's loads of different moving parts and screws and all sorts to go in there. But all good fun. I absolutely love doing this. And again, like I said earlier on, it's lovely when people send me donations and super chats and stuff, and that's awesome. And thank you so, so much. But if I can give you something back for your money, then that's even better, and that's what I prefer to do. I've always said I'm happy to work for the money that I earn through this channel. I don't expect anything for nothing. So if you want to support the channel and you like the look of this train and you want something bizarre that people are going to wonder what on earth it is, and of course it's pretty funny to see something like this run along, particularly if someone's not expecting to see it, then yeah, feel free to give them a try. They are on Etsy right now, very limited edition, but if you act quickly, you should be able to get one if you want one. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support if you decide to get one. And if you do, I really hope you enjoy them. This one has taken a long time, like I say, but it's been a lot of fun. And I'm kind of sad to see it go out into the world because that means the project's over and I don't get to work on it anymore. But anyway, on to the next. Thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, folks. You take care.